Welcome to Wild, Wacky, Wonderful Humans, where real stories and the beautiful mess of being human is celebrated. We dive into real, raw, heart-led conversations with people who dare to be vulnerable, curious, and beautifully human. You'll hear stories that remind you that you're not alone. Your voice matters, and it's okay to be a walking contradiction, because that's what makes us human. Welcome back to Season 2, Wild, Wacky, Wonderful Humans. Oh, it feels so good to be with you here again. I'm sitting in this new season of my life that I didn't really see coming. Lately, I've been in this weird in-between space where the version of me I've always known, the energized, the driven, the just push through it person, it's very different to where I'm at right now. And it's been really challenging to reconcile that version of me. I've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease and I've had to slow down. So I've been forced into this. My identity has been stretched, cracked, reshaped. And I'm just, to be completely honest, I'm catching up with that change. It hasn't been easy and it's ongoing. And I'm still sitting in it. So this episode is about me being in that space. I'm not pretending I've got it all figured out. I'm not tying it all up in a bow. It's not over. It's an ongoing experience. And I'm just sharing honestly what it feels like when you slow down. Not by choice, by when you're forced into a slowdown. And then you have to meet that version of yourself that's emerging from beneath that slowdown. If you've ever felt a little bit lost between who you are and who you were and who you're becoming, you're not alone. Let's dive into this. Welcome back. I have been pondering of late on rest and reset. And the reason for this is because I have actually been forced into resting and resetting. And if you're like me, you're overly ambitious, you had a huge amount of energy, you are focused and can't sit still. When you're told that you have to, it's very, very challenging. And so I've been on this incredible journey, hands up if you're experiencing the same, where I'm now having to reconcile this version of me with less energy, less curiosity, less tenacity, less willpower for the moment. So it's been imperative to me how important it is to recharge, to be able to step back into that truth. And because I've been forced to do so, I have recently been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disorder, whatever you want to call it. It's basically when the immune system attacks the thyroid, and so your thyroid misfunctions or underfunctions. And then what also happens is if your thyroid's not functioning at full capacity, then your adrenals take over. And so this is exactly what I had happen with me, is that my adrenals took over and then my adrenals burnt out as well. And so I found myself completely burnt out with no energy. And the killer for me was the willpower to not have that. I've always prided myself on being able to push through, being able to be faced with a challenge and just do it. I just do it. I've got a theatre background as well, and you know the adage, the show must go on, has featured heavily in my life. The show must go on. You just do what you need to do because you need to do it. And that's always been the way that I've been. So in the past 2-ish years, it's been really difficult to say no to things, to watch other people doing things that I really want to be doing, but I haven't been able to because my body has not allowed me to. It's really difficult to reconcile when you have the belief that anything is possible, which I do. When you have the belief and the truth because there's different truths, right? When you have the truth, the personal truth, that you can do anything you put your mind to, if you truly put your mind to it and get it done. That's been difficult to reconcile because there's been a lot of roadblocks in the way. The energy has been pulled from me, and so I've had to find sources to replenish my energy. Come on me with this journey to understand for you, if you're starting to experience this change in the way that you see the world or experience the world, then know that it's possible to get back. But we have to rest and we have to recuperate. We have to listen to our bodies. We have to do what our bodies need. It's not just the mind. I'm going to give you an example, though, of how my body was overridden by my mind in an incredible experience I had in 2019. I was in Croatia. I was invited to compete in a Spartan race. It's approximately 22 obstacles and then it's a length. So the one that I did was in the Dolomites in Italy, and it was supposed to be 5 kilometres, ended up being 9.5 kilometres up the Dolomite Mountains, which was incredible, absolutely incredible, and 22 obstacles. Now at the time, I had had no training whatsoever. I had a frozen shoulder, and I was at an event, and the event had the opening night, and then we went home. We got to bed at 2 a.m. and then we woke up at 5 a.m. We drove to Italy for 2 hours, and then turned around and drove back again. The drive there and back was 7 hours each way. This is commitment, right? So I was asked to do the Spartan race on the Friday night, and we were leaving on the Sunday morning. And so I said to the guy, okay, how do I prepare for this race? And he basically said, well, you can't do anything tomorrow because it's the day before the race, so you need to be rested for the race. So maybe go for a run today. Now, I had not run for a very long time. I wasn't fit. And I went for a 3-kilometre run that night. I ran up to a shop and I bought some running clothes or some race clothes, went for a run for 3 kilometres, and I did it easily because before I started my run, I literally said to myself, I have the body and the mind of a Spartan. And as soon as I started to wane, as soon as I started to lose my energy, I would say that again. I have the body and the mind of a Spartan. I have the body and the mind of a Spartan. I have the body and the mind of a Spartan. And it got me through. Roll on Sunday morning. We get to Italy. So we're in Croatia. We drive the 7 hours to Italy. We get to the start line. The gun goes off. We start to run, and it's directly uphill. In that moment, I thought I was absolutely insane. I hadn't trained. I was so unfit. And here I was attempting a Spartan race that people train all year to attend. And the first thought was, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? I can't do this. And I struggled to get up that hill. And then immediately I clicked back into, I have the body and the mind of a Spartan. I have the body and the mind of a Spartan. And I got through that race. I completed it. It was incredible. If you had have looked at my body, if you had looked at my physiology at the time, my body was not prepared for a 9.5 kilometre Spartan race with 22 obstacles. I'm talking about carrying heavy buckets of sand for kilometres and running through mud and climbing up mountains. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. And I did it, even though my body wasn't in peak condition. So the reason I'm sharing this story is you can override your body to a certain extent. And so I did that. I did loads of things like that, where I overrid my body. When I was younger, I had chronic fatigue. My mantra at the time was, I will sleep when I die. That was my mantra. I'll sleep when I die. And so that mantra has caused me this experience right now. So yes, I got through things at the time and I did things that were incredible, but it's actually slowed me down in this phase of my life. So now, rest and repair, getting my body back to equilibrium, back to homeostasis, so that I can venture into the things that I want to do, so that my mind can override my body in extreme situations. Recently in Melbourne, we just had the marathon, and that is a perfect example of people running for 42 kilometres when their body wants to stop after 20 or even less, and they still run. Mind over matter. It's just incredible. I just love this stuff. So, getting back to rest and relaxation and resetting the body. It's absolutely essential that we do this. I found out the hard way. I am now doing exactly that. I have taken time out to be still, to be present, to allow my body to stop, to allow my mind to stop, and to allow my body and mind to start working together again, to feel like it's recuperating, so that I'm not constantly putting that pressure on myself continuously to be better, do better, see better, have better. It's so easy when we're bombarded with so much information. There's so much pressure to buy things, to do things, to enroll in things, to learn things, that we're constantly bombarded with all of this information, and we're expected to always be at our peak, always be the best we can be. But sometimes it's really important to just be, and to not expect anything in return. To not expect accolades or affirmation or confirmation that we're a good person or that we're good at something. We have so much pressure to think that we need to be better or best or something incredible. But the truth is, being human is incredible. Just living this life is incredible. We don't need to achieve anything to be incredible. As a human being, we have so many amazing attributes. We're so blessed. We have beautiful hearts. We have beautiful kindness. We have connection. We can connect with people. We can be curious with other people. And we can embrace other people. We can be in community. And that's enough. More and more I'm hearing stories of people going back to, communal living, and to like living off the farm, and younger people now, which really excites me, are getting back into knitting and getting back into crafts and making things, and not buying things just because they want to buy something. They're buying things that have purpose. They're making things that have purpose. And this is an incredible way of living. It's an incredible way of being, because we're getting back to basics. Finally, we're getting back to basics. How incredible is that? When we're back to basics, we're taking the pressure off not only ourselves, but all of the people around us. We're allowing ourselves to be human. This incredible, delicate, robust, we can be both at the same time. This gentle yet fierce body, mind, soul. This is what we are at our essence, at our core. Our truth is just being present. Take the pressure off yourself. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to recuperate. Allow yourself to reset. I'm resetting because there's a next awesome phase in my life I'm about to step into, and I can't wait. And the biggest thing about this phase is part of my daily life has to be rest and relaxation. It has to be reset. Whether it's meditation, mindfulness, yoga, Pilates, whatever it is that you do to help you rest. Maybe it's staring into a candle. Maybe it's listening to music. Maybe it's having a bath. Maybe it's dipping in the cold sea. Maybe it's coming to locations like where I am right now. I'm on Dingo Beach up in far North Queensland or North Queensland. I am at Dingo Beach. And if I just stand here and look at this terrain, that truly calms me. It truly allows my body to reset and be at one with nature. Because ultimately we are nature. We are actually nature. That's who we are. If we learn from nature, if we see the seasons, we see the elements, we see that nature just responds. It doesn't have expectations. The sand doesn't expect the water to be there at a particular time. It doesn't expect the crabs to come and make air bubbles so that it can be nourished by the water. It doesn't do that. It doesn't have expectations, so why do we? Let yourself off the hook. Rest, relax, recuperate. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be human. Allow yourself to be human. That's what this adventure is all about. Love and blessings. Thank you for being here with me today. If nothing else lands, I hope this does. You don't have to be the strongest, the most energized, or the most capable version of yourself to be worthy, valuable, extraordinary. Just being the human you are right now is enough. Here's a few reminders that I want to invite you to carry with you. Number one, you're allowed to rest. This has been a very difficult lesson for me. I'm talking about proper rest, not the kind that you negotiate with yourself once you've finished a list of 20 things, but the kind that truly lets your body rest. You're allowed to rest. Number two, you don't have to match an old identity. You're not failing, you're evolving. And sometimes evolution feels like slowing down. It feels like you're softening or you're pausing, you're stopping. It feels like it's in the way. But the truth is, it's the evolution of you. You don't have to hold on to old identities. Let yourself rest and breathe to make way for new ones. Number three, you can let your body lead for a while. This is a hard one for those of us who are really strong-minded. Sometimes your mind wants to override everything. Remember, your body's not betraying you. It's speaking to you. It's letting you know what needs to take attention. So listen to your body and let it lead for a while. I know this can be difficult. Believe me, I know this. It's so important to listen to our bodies. Number four, you don't have to be better to be incredible. Just being human, being kind, curious, connected, that's enough. It truly is enough. We don't have to be better at everything. We can be okay at some things. And that's okay. Connect with your community, connect with your heart, connect with people around you. Be kind, be curious. That's enough. That in itself is incredible. Number five, getting back to basics is not going backwards. It's coming home to presence. Oh, I love the presence. It's coming back to gentleness, kindness, self-love. It's coming back to what actually matters. So many people are going back to basics. And right now that's essential because that's what actually matters is the human experience. And maybe the most important reminder, there is a next beautiful phase waiting for you. You don't need to rush towards it. It will meet you when you're ready, wherever you are, in a reset, a repair, a stillness, or a reshaping. Know that you are not alone. There's hope here. There is permission to just be. We are human beings. I can't wait to walk this next season with you. Love and blessings.